Yo, everyone, you're listening to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. Joining me for this episode is Sequester Jester
Hey, everybody.
and Kuya.
Hi.
Yo, Pinhead is MIA for tonight, and we already miss him.
I know we missed you already.
Yep.
He shall always be missed.
So, let's get right to it. Loki episode 2, entitled The Variant. 54 minutes. So, but of course, 5 minutes. I mean, at least now it's 5 minutes of credits. They like cut it down.
Yeah.
7 minutes. But there's also a lot of, I'm sure there's probably some visual stuff in there in the after credits. We kick it off. We start off right in, I've never even heard of this place, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I've heard of Wisconsin, but not of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. 1985, and it's like a Renaissance fair of sorts where everyone is cosplaying,
or a William Shakespeare festival or something, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's a Renaissance fair.
Or LARPing before it was really LARPing. So we have a team of TVA agents, and they're tracking down the variant because Nexus energy is being basically like being given off, and they can track it. And so C20 is the commander of this unit, and she gets put under some kind of spell by this variant, aka the bad Loki, and she basically turns on her squad, C20, as she and the hooded figure, aka the bad Loki, the variant, takes on the team and basically takes him out. And of course, we get that right now it seems like it's very hot in the tracks. I Need a Hero. It was just used recently by Kevin Smith for the Masters of the Universe Revelation trailer, and now it's here in this opening scene. And really interesting. They basically wipe out the squad, and our bad Loki gets knocks out C20 and takes her into what do they call those?
The doors.
The doorway or something.
Like a time door or whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot.
The orange doors that they use to basically go in and out of like different timelines, or that time, because there's only one sacred timeline, at least for now. And then of course we cut right to Miss Minutes, who's quizzing Loki, and asking, basically reviewing like what the things that happen, or the rules that the TVA follows. And Loki's like gets annoyed and tries to even like asks Miss Minutes if she's alive, or if she's like a ghost, or is this a recording? And then he even tries to like smack her. And then they find out that the variant was off again, and of course the team that was sent, C20, and a team that was sent has been missing. And so they bring in Mobius gives Loki a jacket to put it on, and he's like all excited at first. He puts it on, but of course on the back it's labeled variant, so that they don't forget, like, hey, this is our guy. And so there's even a discussion of, they go through like the other Lokis that they've basically pruned from the different timelines, or different times. There's even like a big muscular Loki. There's like a nerdy Loki. And they even mentioned like this is the one variant that they've pruned the most out of. So thought that was interesting. And then of course Hunter B15, Pinhead's strong black queen, doesn't trust Loki, and even if he has like access to his magic, He's not being given his daggers, his weapons. And so, of course, when they get there, they try to figure out what happened, and Loki's like trying to uh, does spin some bullshit about wolves and ears and the saying in Asgard, and then Mobius like catches on to his bullshit, like you're just lying. And then it's even mentioned for the first time that if Loki does well and basically helps him out catch this variant, evil Loki, an audience with the timekeepers is on the table should that happen. So any thoughts so far from what you guys have seen from this episode?
I was very surprised. I mean, I know we're going into full spoilers here, but I'm just gonna go from my point of view of like, I can't believe I'm saying this already, but I think this might be my favorite of the 3 Marvel series that we've got on Disney Plus so far. I maybe it's just because the sheer curiosity from me, or just the 100% balls to the wall different, you know. But I don't know, because I got a little disappointed with the last episode's ending of it being like, he has to hunt himself. It just seems so cliche to me. And then, spoilers at the very end of this one, it's a female Loki, and I'm like, whoa, okay.
I don't think that's female Loki though.
You don't?
No.
What do you think?
It's Sylvie the Enchantress. It's a Thor comic book character. She's another trickster outside of Loki.
Oh, so you don't? So why would she? But yeah, but like, why wouldn't it be a female version of Loki?
It's not. I don't think it's Loki though, or I don't think it's a female version of Loki. It's just I think it's Sylvie. It's Sylvie the Enchantress. That's causing all the chaos.
Huh.
But
Okay.
like through the instructions of the bad Loki or whatever,
What would be her,
But, like-
what would be her motive then?
just cause chaos. Trickster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's coming up. It's Sylvie Laufey Doter. Laufey Doter. Is a dangerous individual and seemingly a variant of Loki, but is secretly an Asgardian sorcerer.
So they claim that she's the female Loki, but she's not.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Even the last name, right? Lofi daughter, right?
Yeah,
Lofi daughter. So Loki's last name is Lofi's son, right?
right.
Loki Lofi's son.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah,
Lofi
the
daughter.
daughter is
Huh.
Laufey
so
son.
that gets it's kind of a weird thing. Thor, like I said, Thor goes into like the mythos of the Norse, like all the poetic Eddas and all that shit that they go through, and it's kind of nice to see them go like somewhere like this, other than the whatever. I did say it was kind of predictable that it was going to be like a female version, just because a lot of things already on the interwebs are saying that there's going to be a female version of Loki, and I said like, oh, okay, so she'll be the Enchantress. That's kind of cool.
Hmm.
But there is a female Loki, like a in the comic books, and the thing is like she looks like Loki. She has like the black hair,
Oh, okay.
slick back, tall and skinny, and all that stuff. She didn't have the doctor. She looks like Doctor Who.
I got you. I got you. Yeah. That makes sense.
That's basically what like when I saw her, I was like, hey, isn't that Doctor Who? Or the female Doctor Who? And I was like, oh, maybe not. But I'm like, I could be wrong. But yeah, it's kind of nice right now that like again they're trying to piece together the reason or how the variant is going through the different timelines and stuff, and how Loki kind of sort of figured out that every natural disasters is like a nexus point. It always happens, and then people can stay, or if they want to base there, if they want to do something um just stay there and do whatever. They can do some crazy shit or whatever. It's gonna be at a nexus point because nothing changes in the timeline. You know,
Yeah, as long as that cataclysmic event still happens,
it still happens. Yep.
then and it's never changed that outcome, then it doesn't matter, which Loki does prove to Mobius
And
when they test it out in Pompeii in the volcanic
Vesuvius.
eruption.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so how
Yeah.
did
And
you
he
like
was
the
like,
huh?
I was cracking up. I was cracking up when I saw him like speaking in Italian. I'm like, like, I was like, why is he speaking Italian? And then all of a sudden he went to Latin. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he started off speaking Italian, and all of a sudden he went into Latin. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. But I was just like, oh, so he's probably thinking that these guys speak Italian, but not really, you know. So
How did
it
you
was,
like the salad bowl retelling of Ragnarok?
it's a lot better than the movie version of Ragnarok.
Oh, jeez.
Let's just say that. At least I understood the fucking premise. Jesus.
Oh man. Yeah, that was hilarious. And then he gets the apple juice from the guy.
You know, again, if we're gonna go, we're not gonna go into the Ragnarok thing. Like, well, that's gonna be for whatever. But yeah, it's kind of right now. There is it's more like they're trying is doing this, how the bad variants doing this and when and all that stuff. So which is kind of cool. So they're trying to piece everything together. How many episodes is this, Mike? You know?
I heard
2,
it's
right?
this is the
No,
second
no. Like how many
episode.
episodes? Like
I heard it's only 6
in
or
total.
8. I think it's only 6.
But it's okay. I mean, shit
It
happens.
was just fun to watch it. This was better than the first one, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, again, you have to credit the actor for with the craft and Tom is just like killing it right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So
Yo.
welcome back, Mike.
Thank you. I was like, what happened? I was
I
was thinking,
I can barely understand him, so
yeah, maybe you got stuck in the timeline or something.
yeah, I was
don't
thinking
know.
out of sync in timeline.
Yeah.
But yeah, you
Fucking Mephisto. That's why.
you were asking how many episodes. I heard it's only 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's gonna ratchet up like again episode 3 and 4.
probably. Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, that we saw Vormir right in one of the episodes, or in one of the teaser trailers, we saw Vormir and somebody in a red with red hair.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it seems like the way they talk about the timekeepers, it seems like there's some bullshit going on around here. Like they don't believe it, or
like they don't exist.
yeah, like they don't exist. Like it's just a myth. It's just it feels like the whole Wizard of Oz behind the curtain thing. Because Mobius, we find out Mobius has not even met them ever.
Right.
I'm like, and then he has a conversation with Loki, and Mobius even says like he just accepts what is. He doesn't like, and then when he asks Loki, like, where'd you come from? And Loki tells her, oh, I was frost giant baby from Jotunheim or whatever. And then he's like, see, but then once you start breaking it down, it gets ridiculous. Like,
yeah, when they were talking about each other's beliefs, that might have been my favorite part of the episode or the show so far. Like that talk right there.
Right.
And ironically, Brad and I and some other coworkers had a talk exactly like that 2 days before I watched it and 1 day before Brad watched it, and he's like, dude, like that was just kind of weird that we talked about that, and then like literally that's one of the main topics in the episode the next day.
And like
Um,
and Mobius is the fascination of about jet skis on how it's the most perfect thing in the world.
Yes.
I was like,
yeah,
Yes.
and how
I was like,
he's
okay,
never ridden one either. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Like no, but I guess like in former function and fun, he's kind of in the correct side of things there because again, it is form and function. The jet skis will take you to places and then it's fun actually. So,
right.
but but like to hype it up as like the one of the most perfect things in the world though. Like I'm just like I don't know. That's a
Well,
little stretch.
for someone that's never experienced,
Right.
these things in our life,
Yeah.
that's what I think is the most interesting thing about his character is that he's just so he's
He's
his
bright eyed
job.
about it.
No, it's his job and that's his life. That he has nothing else. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's crazy.
So it feels like that's a setup. I'm hoping that we see, because Loki tells him like, so if you jet ski around like somewhere in the timeline, like somewhere else where it doesn't belong, where a jet ski doesn't belong, that'd be messing up something like as far as like history. But perhaps we'll see a scene of Mobius somewhere where he's gonna be jet skiing. Who knows? Who knows in what
Like
time period?
the Mobius is kind of breaking out of the character of being like just a stick in the mud now because like I don't know if you guys remember the scene where uh the TVA agents were like so cold to people and like
Right.
the
In Alabama.
Mobius was like, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like these are
Yeah.
people. And it's like, well, be nice. I'm like, why? What for? They're gonna die anyways. I was like,
Yeah, they're scared. And then Mobius says,
yeah.
but not of us. They're not. They shouldn't be scared of us. And the other agents like they should be there, but they're gonna die. But like, yeah, but it's not no reason to be a fucking asshole. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the hurricane of Alabama, 2050.
Yeah.
Which is where pretty much everything goes down. They get split up, of course, and then B-15 takes Loki with her, and then that's when our variant Loki is using enchantment through other people to communicate to speak with Loki until of course that big reveal, and then we find out all the time reset bombs basically were sent like to who knows where, and then and then the TVA, when they find out, it's basically like branching off like all these other places. So basically a time bomb into the sacred timeline, and then all these, like, we're used to seeing them so far. The TVA is used to like dealing with one branch, one red branch, but this is like several. So they're like, holy shit, it's going down. Here we go. So and then of course we find out our variant, which I just thought like, oh, it's Lady Loki, because that's also been the buzz, but then I guess it's not.
Yeah. What did you like, Chester?
Oh no, I just was saying I liked the part where he's fighting himself that we think at the time. Then he's like, I'd never be this mean to me. This can't be me.
Right.
And, just subtle things like that were kind of like hinting at it wasn't actually him, kind of thing.
Oh, when he was getting his ass kicked. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's entertaining so far. Like I told you guys, the Marvel is so good at entertaining people. It really doesn't matter what they fucking put. If they fucking remake Married with Children with Vision and Wanda and the kids, it'll be entertaining for everybody. You know what I mean? So, but this has been okay so far. Like I said, like they're trying to fix the loopholes that they did during the MCU, so that this is what they're going to use. Hopefully, this leads to Secret Wars, and this leads to the Skrull invasion. So,
Yep. Yeah, so the director,
Who knows like what's gonna happen? So
yeah, the director of the series, she is Kate Herron. So it seems like she's the director of all the episodes. Um, she the how she got the job was because she is a huge fan of Loki, and just the way that she pitched her her idea of the series is what basically got her the job.
Mm.
So it's pretty cool because we're seeing like someone who's like a legit like fan of the character actually working on the series, which is like it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep. And then yeah, I'm really enjoying the episode so far. I definitely like this episode way better than the first episode because of course the first episode was mostly like setting it up and like letting us a lot of exposition, but here we're finally like getting into some meat into the bones. But yeah, I also like the part where when Mobius connects like the kablooey, the gum, is it gum or like just candy that
Yeah.
the other variant leaves. That's how they track the variant, right? And then Loki's like, "What's that?" And then Mobius says, "You don't have candy on Asgard?" And Loki's like, "We
Yeah,
have
we have
berries and
fruits.
nuts."
We have
just
berries and
berries
nuts.
And Mobius is like, "No wonder why you're so bitter." Like, oh, holy shit! Oh man. So yeah, lots of
No,
great
they
character
kind of
moments.
missed the they kind of missed the moment there. No, they kind
Uh,
of missed the moment of like Mobius saying "Wow, wow,"
yeah,
right?
where he could have.
That would have been kind of cool. Like oh wow, berries and nuts. Wow.
Right. And then also with Ravonna Renslayer, when Mobius has the discussion in her office, it
Mhm.
seems like they're hinting at they've been in a relationship before of some sort, or like they've been, or they've obviously known each other for the longest time ever.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's been a relationship there before. So if you read between the lines of what there's of their dialogue or even like what they're saying. So I thought that was interesting.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm really curious. I know in the first episode they showed that cartoon of with Miss Minutes explaining like the TVA. It's basically a propaganda ad for the TVA. Like, because it's by their commission that like um that basically approved it or whatever. But one of the timekeepers there kind of looks like what's his name? We're gonna be seeing him in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. He's gonna be the villain. What's his name? Kang the Conqueror. One of them kind of looks like Kang.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
the one of the timekeepers.
yeah, because the color of his face and like the basically the face, like
Yeah.
that looks like Kang.
Did you hear his comment? He's like, I don't know what the fuck you guys talking about.
Who said? Oh,
The character or
the
the
actor.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, good for you, because you're not Tom. What's his face? Spider-Man.
Yeah, but what's the name of the judge again? Ravina.
Ravonna Renslayer.
Yeah. Comic book spoilers. She knows Kang the Conqueror.
Ah.
In a very personal way.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So. Yeah.
Fascinating. All righty. So, any other thoughts with episode 2 of Loki, the variant?
It's gonna ratchet up again. Episodes 3 and 4 is probably gonna be like the most action packed that we're gonna have. I'm sure because of all the chasing They're probably going to go through like timeline or different eras and times just to stop whatever they need to stop or whatever.
Right.
So Mobius is probably gonna have B-15 with him and the other guys, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, we need to have Loki a weapon because this is some dangerous times already." And then you see him like with the when he did the little flippy thing with the knives, like,
Right. Right.
in the teaser trailer. So,
Yeah.
and then he ends up like fighting somebody, which is kind of cool. But again, I'm here for the ride. Like I don't have any sort of expectations on what's gonna come when it comes to guessing MCU stuff. It's always gonna get tied into like the movie somehow. So if this is the tie-in to the Doctor Strange or Black Widow or Spider-Man or the Eternals or whatever the hell they want to tie it into, whatever, they'll figure it out. So.
Yep.
Esther, what do you are you have any expectations for the next couple of episodes?
I don't, and I think that might be the best route for me while watching these is just not think. But
It's like a Fast and the Furious movie, right? Don't expect anything, just enjoy it.
No, I actually enjoy these. I don't even enjoy the Fast and Furious movies. Like it's not even a competition.
No, I'm just saying, like, you just sit down and you just lose yourself in whatever that moment is.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I mean, Mobius is becoming a favorite character of mine pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised. I thought Owen Wilson was going to be the bottom of the barrel in this one that I just didn't. I was not looking forward to it. Period. So I'm impressed with him in this one, and I'm glad he's something worth watching. So I'll leave it at that.
He thought Aquaman was in Marvel.
Man.
Hey, wow.
Alrighty. Moving on to another Disney Plus series, The Bad Batch, Episode 8, Reunion. The Batch find themselves cornered on treacherous terrain. So, Reunion could have double meanings, of course.
My question, the planet they're in is the one from Fallen Jedi, right?
Fallen Order
or Fallen Order, right?
Yes.
That's the first where we met the Cal Kestis, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone's favorite new Jedi.
Yeah, don't fuck out of here with that.
Here in the Mandalorian. Oh my God, it's gonna be Cal Kestis.
Fuck out of here with that. No.
Yeah.
Next.
So, yeah. This is a really good episode. I enjoyed it. And I was watching it, and of course, I really like the fact that we're seeing something that we've never really seen before in like Star Wars media. The fact that they're going through an old starship and now they have to like sneak their way out. I mean, we've seen from Star Wars A New Hope, our heroes get trapped in the Death Star and they have to sneak their way out of the Death Star. But this is an old basically battle worn and torn down starship, and then everything is good until, of course, that moment where Hunter and Omega are getting back to the ship, and then because you hear, and it's set up very well because you're hearing the other troopers calling out to the other trooper, like, where are you? And then you see the troopers like knocked out and like, what the hell happened? There's somebody, and of course Hunter says it, there's somebody here, and then you hear that voice, that familiar voice of Cad Bane, and I was like, oh shit, and that's why I was still watching the episode, and then you have that badass like high noon cowboy shootout, and that was still going on, and I was already texting Jester like, you have to fucking watch this right now, like holy shit, dude. And yeah, I was ecstatic because that's something, and the fact that we were just talking about it, and the possibility that he could appear here in the Bad Batch, or they could but traditionally it's always good for the animated characters at least, in Dave Filoni, and what Dave Filoni likes to do is he'll introduce them or reintroduce them in animation, and then he'll introduce them in live action. So who knows now from what happens, but we could very well see Cad Bane appear in the book of Boba Fett. But yeah, it was a great episode, and that, you know, Cad Bane appearing in it with Todo 360, that even like amped up the episode to like, oh my god. And everyone who's been a fan of the Clone Wars, of course, loves Cad Bane, and so that's just, it elicited the genuine excitement that Dave Filoni was trying to do. So great episode. So Jester.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I forgot that this episode was coming out this weekend. I totally forgot until you texted me at like 3:00 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're hyping it up, man. Like, so I was like, okay, I'll watch it when I get home. And, like, I didn't expect it to happen at the end of the episode. So I was like, man, like, what's he talking about? This is good, but this is not what, I could watch this tomorrow. But yeah, no, when he showed up, dude, I was totally surprised. I know we talked about it, and I kind of like put it out of my mind, and for whatever reason, I didn't think that when the Kaminoans were calling in for more bounty hunters, that Cad Bane was going to be one of the options, because I just, in my mind, I thought, oh, they're going to continue with that deleted scene that they had in mind, years ago, which could possibly happen in the Bad Batch, which is kind of interesting. So I think this episode ties with episode 1 for me, because ever since episode 1, it's been kind of like a downhill droll for me, just kind of like I'm just going along with the motions. But this one got me back up on my feet, excited for the next episode. And because I mean, with this one, I mean, there's a possibility of, I know there's talks on the internet right now of like Boba Fett intercepting Cad before he even gets to Kamino, and we have that showdown, like that lead scene. But I don't know. I didn't expect them to bring Cad Bane in here, so I don't know if they're going to do that. I wonder if they'll use him a little bit longer. Yeah, I was so hyped for this because my wife wasn't watching it at all, so I caught her up, and I was like, "Look, you got to watch this one episode to get back into it, because like some characters are coming in." And she's like, "Oh," halfway through the episode, she's like, "Yeah, it's Cad Bane. Cad Bane's coming in," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." All right. So I mean, yeah, it was a great episode. I like that. I liked the whole concept with him battling a crosshair, and then the fact that he got really messed up this episode. That whole engine scene was top tier animation, and yeah, the fact that he got really tore up. I mean, it looks like he's still got his one good eye, his aiming eye, but that's pretty much it for right now. And then again, I think favorite scene from this one had to have been that the very end, when I thought that straight up, I thought Hunter died, man. Like, I totally thought he got wrecked, because I was like, there's no way he's even going to stand a chance. And he didn't. Like, he didn't even get the weapon to the right spot. He ended up shooting the droid by accident, but when they woke him up and got him on the ship, and they had that like Republic Commando reference of inside the helmet point of view, like, man, that was I think he died.
Are you there, Mike?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's my turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your turn.
Mike, you need to turn in your Star Wars card,
Why?
because you've seen battling in a destroyed thing also before.
In The Force Awakens?
Rise of Skywalker, remember? No, the Rise of Skywalker, when they were
Well,
fighting.
I didn't just mean battling. I meant sneaking out.
Well, at Force Awakens also she snuck out, didn't she? So
Well, she
yeah,
was scavenging, and she walked out. She wasn't sneaking out. No one was
yeah,
after her
but
when
she
she was
snuck out.
scavenging.
So
Yeah, but she wasn't really sneaking out because she was scavenging. No one was captured.
yeah,
No one
but
was after her.
yeah, it's okay. So, anyways, for me, this one was I'm gonna quote our beloved Pinhead, saying that this one was average, middle of the road,
Wow.
uh, milk toast kind of episode. Again, like you know what Crosshair is gonna do. You know what the troopers are gonna do. You know what the Bad Batch is gonna do. The real curveball for me was when I saw Cad Bane, and
Right.
I kind of knew. And then the Camino leaders were talking about it as soon as they mentioned we need to bring another person in, and I was like, yeah, there's no way it's Boba Fett, so it has to be Cad Bane. Like who
Right.
else are they gonna bring in? So, but just to hear him, and him with the little toothpick,
Hmm.
might be a bad idea for you guys to like get out of, whatever, with the little southern drawl and everything. That was kind of cool. And then the little droid when he got shot, you shot me in the leg. I was
Yeah.
like,
You know who voices that droid?
who?
That's Seth Green.
Oh, okay. No wonder it was funny.
Scott
I was
Evil.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, again, like it's the battle scenes between the Bad Batch and the the stormtroopers were okay. But when as soon as I saw Cad Bane, I was like, oh, okay, this got intense a little bit,
Yep.
and it would have been better if because he shot him straight in the chest,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And Cad, chances are Hunter should have died already,
Right.
but maybe he should have shot him like somewhere in the arm or whatever, something that would um prevent Hunter from running after him or whatever. And like I was like, oh man, you got shot in the chest. I was like, you should be dead. This is like Filoni magic right now. I'm just like, eh.
Well, he's got the armor. So
It went through the freaking laser went through the armor.
right.
Like
That's why.
it
Well,
went in, it went here and then through the back.
That's why. But like, Cad Bane is like shoot to kill. That's why he shot him in the chest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, then he should have been dead. If it
Right.
was shoot to kill. See, this is.
But then it's Clone Force 99, so there's
And no, this is what I'm
special.
saying, man. Fucking, if you're gonna kill somebody in Star Wars, fucking kill him straight.
Well, you can't kill him yet. At least
No,
you gotta
kill him
save Omega.
freaking Palpatine's clone, shit.
Well, it's his
No,
daughter
but
now.
or whatever. I don't know. No, but like yeah, just seeing Cad Bane was like I was like, oh okay, so this is the shit that Mike was hyped up about.
Yep.
But it was yeah, again compared to the other episodes, this was pretty interesting. I'm thinking that Crosshair is gonna be more droid now, or more
Yep.
more robot now
Possibly.
because of the burns that happened to him and shit.
Yep.
He got his ass kicked by the ion engine.
Yeah. Well, he was too damn close. What a fucking idiot.
He was like, "Oh, I got the shot, Nick.
Yeah, I'm like, you could still shoot from much farther. You should have backed up that shit. But hey, it happens. So
yeah, well,
it needed to happen.
and then like the little badass crew that he has, like fucking Rika, right? Rika,
Rekka. Yeah.
Rika,
Yeah.
Rika just threw the damn bomb at her,
Yeah.
and they just got crushed. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, I was
Yep.
like, yeah, I got your voice. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what's the it was getting to a point like like that Omega's like starting to learn like the ways of the squad. I was kind of hoping that she wasn't gonna be the us anymore. I was thinking like she would be fighting help Hunter with the fighting.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I guess but we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen in the next episode. I caught up because like I wanted to talk to you guys about the Bad Batch, but
Right.
I never intended to watch it again after the first episode because I was just
Oh,
like,
okay. So you
man,
only
this
watched that first episode, and then you stopped after.
yeah, and like I just wanted to like just like shoot the shit with you guys about stuff, and then but then I was just like, do I really have to like if I could binge watch this would be a lot easier for me instead of like
Right.
doing like episode per episode.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I did it that way. And then like it worked. Like Friday, Friday like when I got bored, I just fucking watched it like through from episode 2 to 6
Yeah.
or 7, whatever.
Right.
So it's fine. But again, this is gonna be the chase now. So hopefully they get a chance to do something. I'm glad that the chips are out of their heads now. So
Yeah. Yeah. Because that was ever since the first episode, I'm like, you guys need to deal with that sooner or later.
yeah, and then you guys were talking about like how Hunter was like kicking the shit out of Wrecker and all that stuff. Like, oh, he fucking jumped on his head. He jumped on top of him. That's it. I thought like he was actually fighting Wrecker, like blow for blow.
No.
And I was just like, oh,
I don't know how
okay.
you could go. Yeah, I don't think anyone can go against him in that way.
Yeah, I mean, like the only equal footing he was on was the baby Rancor. So
Right. Right.
that one was funny.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's good for the kids. It's good for people to introduce this different world for those who are Star Wars fans. Like I said, I'm a fan of the Star Wars movies. I'm familiar with a lot of the lore and everything.
Yeah.
This adds so much to the lore of things. But to be honest with you, I'm not I'm more excited to the offshoot movies than I was with this with the show.
Right.
Like like Solo and Rogue One and all that stuff. How those things were for me. I got more excited watching those. Like maybe I'm not into the cartoons anymore. Like I used to.
Right.
Rebels was fine for me. For whatever reason, Rebels kind of made sense to me as a cartoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, with Bad Batch, it would have been cool to see them as fucking like live action,
Oh yeah. Oh my
like
god.
just to see like multiple like different whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it would be fun to see them in live action. So I don't know. We'll see. I just can't wait for fucking Broom Boy the saga.
Ryan Johnson's Broom Boy.
Hey man, he might be the greatest of all. Yeah, the greatest of them all. Because he's such a super fan of Luke Skywalker and all the legends, and he wants to learn the proper way.
Ah.
So that's kind of cool. I don't know, but yeah, Bad Batch is okay, man. Again, like when you were hyping it up, so like when you were hyping it up in the private chat, I was just like, oh shit, like somebody died. Either somebody like fucking died, or there was like a big like Yoda or Mace Windu or something big appeared, right?
Right. Right.
So like when they were talking, when the Camino leaders were talking, and I was like, oh, we need to send another one, and I was like, oh, it's another bounty hunter. So I was thinking it's either Boba Fett or Cad Bane. Those are the only two people that's gonna hype up Mike so much. And I said it can't be Boba because there's a book of Boba already. So like I just automatically assumed it was Cad Bane,
Ah.
which was
Well,
cool.
it could have been Aura Singh, or it could have been who else?
I mean, like,
Embo.
for you to get hyped up in that sense in the private chat,
Yeah.
I was like, no, it had to be somebody. So it was either Boba or it was either fucking Cad Bane. Like
And that's why I texted Jester, and that's why I didn't spoil anything. I just told him like, you need to watch this right fucking now. And he's like, you're hyping me up. I'm like, I'm fucking hyping you up for a damn good reason. I wouldn't do that if I knew it wasn't worth it. And that's why, like, because we were just having this conversation. So yeah, because when that scene happened, I was like, okay, cool, another bounty hunter. I wasn't really I was just like, okay, cool, so I'm another bounty hunter. I wasn't expecting, something as big as that. So
I always expect the fucking, like how I don't know, when it comes to Disney, it's always, know all hype first, like they're
I automatically know that they're gonna just go with the biggest and the best kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by anything.
yeah, like I mean, like when they said like, oh, it's it's gonna be like a young Jedi, or it's gonna be Cal Kestis, or it's gonna be whatever. So I said like it was either Yoda or fucking Luke Skywalker, so whichever it was.
Well, Yoda would be dead, my man.
Hey,
Well,
you never know. He could have been a Force ghost.
Yeah,
Like, hey, I'm just saying anything can happen in the Star Wars universe.
right. I mean,
Just
he came
saying.
back. He came back in the Last Jedi, not looking much like a Force ghost, and actually looking
And the-
like, because he was hitting Luke Skywalker in the Last
Yeah.
Jedi. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And then he did this. He did the fucking, something Naruto jutsu thing, and then fucking lightning came down. You know
Force
what I'm saying?
lightning down the Force tree.
See?
The sacred text.
Like, oh, it's it's in your daughter's fucking.
Well, I mean, we're talking about good Star Wars right now, The Bad Batch. So
Oh wow!
I don't gotta worry about The Last Jedi.
Wow.
Wait. This is coming from the guy that says like, oh, the first episode was great. This last one is great. The last few ones were fucking boring.
Dude, I will
This is
watch.
the good Star Wars.
I will watch the last.
This is the good
few
Star
episodes-
Wars.
Shut up! I will watch
This
the
is
last
the good
few
Star Wars.
episodes. I will watch the last few episodes of The Bad Batch on repeat until I die, rather than watching The Last Jedi again.
Wow.
Like I don't. I don't even put those on. I don't even put those on in the background, dude. Like I don't even watch those anymore.
Wow.
You need to take the Bad Batch shit, the background off of your thing, man, because you only like two out of the 7 fucking episodes.
Dude, the last time I watched The Last Jedi was in the theaters on my second go around because I watched it. I watched The Last Jedi one time, and I was like, "Wow, that made me sad." And then I was like, "You know what? Maybe I'm being a little too harsh on it. Maybe we'll go watch it again." And I went and saw it in theaters again, and I was like, some things were a little bit better, but then the things that I just couldn't shake, I was like, "Yeah, no, it's not my movie. Not for me.
Wow.
I'm glad other people enjoyed it, but this is not for me."
And so the Last Jedi is your Thor Ragnarok for me.
Oh yeah, big time. Big
Okay.
time. Yeah.
And then Mike's Thor Ragnarok is the Last Skywalker.
Not
The
really.
last
The rise of Skywalker.
Not really.
Oh,
You fucking
really.
hated that movie, dude. Quit
I
lying.
didn't say I hated it.
Yeah, you did. When was the
No.
last time you saw it? When was the last time you saw it?
When I got the Blu-ray.
Yeah,
When the
whatever.
Blu-
Fuck
See,
out of here with
I
that.
bought the
Hey, you know
Blu-ray.
what?
Fuck out of here.
If there's anything that's Ragnarok to me, it's fucking Justice League. Like,
There, yeah.
I don't know how you
Thank
can miss
you.
that.
No,
There you
actually even bought that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, see, I the last time I saw Rise of Skywalker was in theaters too. I only saw that once. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I kind of gave up on it until Mandalorian was announced, and I
I
was
mean,
like, okay.
I can accept the fact that like Palpatine had like all of these fucking these big ass ships coming out off of the ground and all that stuff. I can accept that. Just the horses riding around on the fucking
Space horses on
God.
Space
on
horses.
Star Destroyers.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that was for me. I was just like, wow, this became fucking Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade right now. Like, what the hell's going on?
and space teddy bears defeating the evil empire wasn't crazy
Hey.
to you.
Space Teddy Bears was based on Filipinos. Filipinos are badasses.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Well,
You
mean-
didn't know that?
one of them speaks Tagalog, so
No, but you didn't know that. George Lucas based the space the Ewoks.
No, he
out of-
didn't.
yes, he did.
No,
Go
he
go
didn't.
go look it. Go look for
Where's
it.
your proof?
Go look for it.
Yeah,
there.
go
Certain
look for it.
things
Show me
pulled
your
out of his
proof.
butt.
Fucking like we helped like destroy like the evil fucking Japanese empire like during World War II.
Okay, and the connection
With
to
sticks
Star
and with
Wars?
sticks and stones against with the rebellion with the Americans.
What?
Okay.
See?
I've never seen somebody like pull something that big out of their butt before. That's pretty big.
Hey man, I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah. If you could prove it,
That's-
by all means.
Oh,
share
it's
the link.
there. You can see it
Why are you making me do it? I don't believe you. Why are you making me look for it?
because you don't believe me. I believe it. I don't have to prove myself to you.
Oh my
Do
god.
your own research. Aren't you guys Star Wars fans?
Yeah, but I don't care enough
Okay.
about that to.
Oh,
look
you don't care
into-
about the original trilogy?
Okay, here we
Please-
go. Are
wow.
you ready?
Oh my gosh. Mike,
Are you
why
ready?
do we even
Okay,
have
go.
Okay, this is from screenrant.com.
Mm.
The real life inspirations behind George Lucas's Ewoks creation. All right. So it says here skimming through
Some
it.
Filipinos.
Skimming through it, looking for the real life inspiration.
Unbelievable.
As for the behavior of the Ewoks in Star Wars, Lucas took inspiration from Viet Cong guerrillas. He took note of the guerrillas when they fought American soldiers during the Vietnam War and mirrored their actions with Ewoks and their attack on the Empire. Ewoks had guerrilla warfare techniques in Return of the Jedi with fighting styles relying on spears, knives, battering rams, and catapults. Nowhere does it say Filipinos.
Hey, close enough.
It's
Wow.
Asian enough.
Huh? It's like a boat ride away. So close enough.
Oh man.
Okay.
But hey, one of them does speak Tagalog very clearly. So, as soon as 3PO gets up, one of them says, "Ngayon, puno daw to," which in English straight up translates to "now this is a tree." Yeah, I am dead serious. When I saw that, I was like, "Holy shit!" There's this one Filipino guy in there, and he snuck that in. So
But either that or like the puno is like the head, right? The leader.
actually, oh shit! Now okay. Now that makes sense. Oh,
See?
now you're
Now that makes sense?
onto something. Now that's right.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you.
And if you want to talk about another Filipino inspiration, Count Dooku's saber, his lightsaber hilt, it's the design itself, the reason why
Yep.
it's curved, it is based off of
Yeah.
the ancient Filipino swords used in battle. So when I saw that, and the guy that designed it, of course,
Yep.
was Filipino.
It's a campilan.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, holy shit, that is
It's-
awesome.
And the reason it's curved is because it's good for dueling. And that's Count Dooku's style. Is
Right, but
dueling.
technically, when you have a focusing crystal and your Kyber's crystal that's supposed to align in a straight fashion, having it in a curved hilt kind of messes up your, I'm like, you're messing with the science here, or the
He figured it out.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
Count Dooku. That's why Count Dooku's like a badass because he figured it out.
right. I do have to look. I need to look at the cutaway schematics.
If I'm gonna go like create a lightsaber, I'm gonna look for like Count Dooku's hilt. I just think it looks so cool.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it does. They sell it, don't they?
yeah,
I'm
they
not sure. Do they, Mike?
They
Do
do.
you know?
They made.
Yeah, I want to say it's at Galaxy's Edge.
Is it?
Okay.
I think so. I think they made a Galaxy's Edge version of Count Dooku saber. I remember the Hasbro FX one that came out. His was expensive, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Man, it looked clean though.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's nice. That's why.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Lucas, that's the design that George Lucas picked out, because when the concept artists, when they make their concept designs, they have all their artwork on this big ass board, and George Lucas has his like stamp or his like Sharpie, but usually I remember it was like a stamp. He'd stamp on everything that he had his approval. Like I want this, I want this, I want that, and he saw that design and he liked it, so
Yep.
it got his seal of approval. So yeah. Any other thoughts about the Bad Batch?
The Last Jedi is better.
Shut up.
Oh man. So moving on. So we were in the Marvel universe with the TVA and Loki, and then we've delved into a long time in a galaxy far, far away. Now we're going to Gotham City.
Are we going down there? Are we going
We're
down
going
there?
down to Gotham
We're
City.
going down there? Okay.
Going down to Gotham City. So our favorite Dark Knight is making the fucking, not just the news. If you really want to see how relevant you are in today's social media pop culture, it's all about the memes. So Loki has been getting a bunch of memes, which is standard for any Marvel, series. We've seen it in WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and now with Loki. Bad Batch, of course, gets its memes. But now Batman, of course, no stranger to memology. So apparently, the Harley Quinn animated series on HBO Max, which is strictly geared and marketed and targeted for adults, for an adult and a mature audience or immature audience, is making the news rounds lately and the memes. So basically, in season 3, DC itself, DC Comics asked the Harley Quinn team, this is from Variety.com. So DC asked the Harley Quinn team to remove a scene from season 3 of the Harley Quinn series in which Batman performs oral sex on Catwoman. And the quote is, I don't know who I can attribute this quote to, but the quote is, they were like, no, it's that we sell consumer toys for heroes. It's hard to sell a toy if Batman is also going down on someone. And then yada, yada, yada. Heroes, supposedly the exec or the upper head or that said that no to that is, the quote was, heroes don't do that. So Batman doesn't do that.
Well, Batman doesn't kill. Batman doesn't doesn't whatever. But and Batman doesn't go down.
And of course, the floodgates of all the memes, not just the memes, but like from straight up comics, from comics and animated films. I mean, not too long ago when we had the animated film version of Batman: The Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Batman has sex on a rooftop with Batgirl. But he doesn't go down on her. But he has sex with Batgirl, who is way younger than him.
Technically, she raped him.
That is true.
Yeah, that is very true.
That is true. She pressed herself against him, and
he was totally against it. But then he was just like, hey, you know what? The bat penis is hard.
She's kissing me. She's kissing me. We're going there. We're going downtown. We're going down the Batcave. She's going down the Batcave.
She wants to see the Dark Knight.
I'll give her the batarang, all right.
I'll give her the kapow. The blam.
The bam.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The pow.
There are so many memes, you name it, from Batman's rich history in media of comics, movies, you name it. We've basically got it. But of course, the best one, my favorite one, has come from none other than Batman. One of the biggest Batman fanboys ever, aka Zack Snyder. He tweeted, or not, he not tweeted, but he posted on his Vero. It looks like whether it's a comic book, it looks like comic book art, but I'm assuming it's probably fan made. Or maybe it's, I don't think it's ever been published by DC Comics, but it looks like fan art. It's basically a top
It
video of
was
Catwoman.
no. It was
What?
no. Yeah,
What?
it was it's like one of those things that they cut out and they pasted and all that stuff.
It's
Oh,
not.
okay.
It's a Rule 34 artist that did that, right?
Yeah, it wasn't like in the graphic novel at all.
Right,
But it's funny because Zack Snyder said canon.
right.
Yeah, this is canon now.
It's canon. So it's basically an image
I know.
of Catwoman looking up, or she's laying on the rooftop, of course, an undisclosed rooftop in Gotham City, and she's laying on it.
Probably the favorite one where he proposed. So.
Looking basically at the viewer. She's looking up, and then of course, right between her legs, which are open, which she's still wearing her cat suit. Batman is right down there, and of course, Zack Snyder's caption is canon. So, and ever since then,
if you look at the picture too, if you look at the picture, it looks like he's eating right through the latex. Like, dude, slow down. You know, you can take those off first, right?
Hey, it's a good dental dam. Let's just say that.
One of my favorite responses to this was from Trevor Noah, and Trevor Noah basically just said, "Why do you think Batman's mask ends right here and it's open right here? So he's ready. He's basically ready at any time." And it was just the funniest thing. I'm like, oh my god, dude, it's just hilarious. Yeah, and
I love the franchise. I love the comic book company. I love the production company. I love the movies. The DC has been taking L's, like nothing but L's at all. Like it's just like step after step after step. They just need to fucking grow up, man. Who gives a shit? Who actually gives a flying fuck? Are they that sensitive right now? And like somebody's like a Karen mom is gonna complain that like, oh, I saw this cartoon and Batman is like going down on whatever. Like, you know, that's not how it's supposed to be, right?
Heroes.
It seems like
she would say, Karen would say, heroes don't do that because my husband doesn't.
Right. Right. Like, it seems like a fucking like preemptive strike to stay away from controversy and stuff. But there's a lot more important things in fucking life and in fucking comic books than worrying and in cartoons than worrying about like whether a superhero would go down on anybody. Who gives a shit, dude? That's their private life. Like, to be honest with you, I don't care. Like when people ask me how did Superman and Lois Lane get a son, I always say it's osmosis. You know why? Because it's comic books. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Come on, he definitely power drive that one straight to the core.
Well, yeah, but
Lois Lane would have been torn apart, bro.
Yeah, gently.
No, she would have been torn apart regardless. He would have had like a kryptonite cock ring. Like, honestly.
That's why, like, so in Smallville,
to be honest with you, that's the only reason for him to be able to with an Earthling.
You're saying like when he busts a nut, like it'd be so powerful,
it'll go through like walls.
Yeah.
Or
like, and it's just like explodes, and then all of a sudden a big ass explosion happened in Metropolis today. An unknown substance of sticky stature and texture is very, it smells like Clorox, but like, who cares when people do this? Who cares?
I get it.
Like,
yeah.
Mike, do you care about the sex lives of superheroes, or do you care about like their adventures and their
I
things
care
about like
their
what
adventures? But let's hold on. Who's to say that Superman doesn't have an emergency kryptonite that he's gonna use?
That's why I said he has an emergency cock ring.
or he's got an emergency kryptonite condom that
how did he get the sun then if he used the condom?
So
Mike?
when he's ready, Lois is like, Lois, remove it.
No, if you remove it, then it'll bust out. Come on,
Or
the kryptonite weakens it. It doesn't kill it. It doesn't do anything.
Okay, so or we look at previous history of the character, and we can basically see how it can happen, right? So in Smallville, Clark and Lana never got to do it until Lana temporarily gained Kryptonian powers, and when they were smashing, there was earthquakes in Smallville. There are some tremors there.
Yeah, but Lois, I mean, if this sounds so crass, sorry, but like the only thing I can picture is like he just busts in the wall, blows out the wall, and then she goes and gathers it and then dabs the Arby's sandwich later.
If she's in a reverse cowboy, okay, and Superman busts a nut, she will skyrocket up to Mars. I swear to God.
No, her head.
That's what's gonna happen.
Dude, her head would explode. She wouldn't go anywhere. Her head would just blow off.
I'm just saying again. We like superhero fans in general, people that love the movies, that enjoy watching all these things. There's things that you want to know about the characters, and there's things that you should leave the fuck alone.
So
right?
in this case,
for example,
but in this case, are you for Batman
do I
going
care?
down or not?
No, I don't care because I know he's a pedophile. It doesn't fucking matter.
What the fuck? What the?
You knew that was coming, Mike. This guy just can't.
It doesn't matter to me because he likes little boys.
Oh God.
Look, man, I honestly don't care. I really don't.
Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. Like, when I heard this, I was like, I was like trying to defend the Batman fans. I'm like, who gives a shit? Yeah, he does.
When I heard about this, dude, I felt bad for whoever said that quote, like heroes don't do that. And I was like, man, I feel bad.
It better not be Jim Lee. I would be so pissed if it was Jim Lee, man.
I was like, man, I feel so bad for your spouse because like they're not getting any. That's rough.
There's no way.
Huh?
There's no way it would have been Jim Lee.
I mean, it better not be Jim Lee, because he isn't the one of the execs in DC now.
Right, but
I'm just saying he has creative control. He has all of these things, all of these powers.
Yeah.
And say, heroes from. Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping
it better not be him. I would be mad.
It's not. So here's the thing. Here's what I think here's the thing that I think the best thing that they could do right now is if they just let it go and actually add that scene back, because if you put that scene back there, people are gonna want to watch it, and they're gonna watch the show. I mean, the show in itself. I mean, I'm only on season 1. I still need to catch up to season 2, but it's absolutely hilarious. It's straight up comedy and it's ridiculous.
Maybe
Go ahead.
Maybe it's a method to their madness. Like maybe this kind of controversy would attract more people to watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But again, this might come off the wrong way because it's gonna fucking crucify whoever that DC executive is. And be like, man, this show is great, and then like they want to fucking harass people for doing something like whatever immature. Who cares?
Right.
I've seen South Park. I've seen Family Guy. I've seen levels of like things that you shouldn't go where you shouldn't go. I've seen Jackass.
Right. That's the thing. This show is for adults. It's not meant for kids. So I don't see why they couldn't go there. Why not? I mean,
The executive is probably assuming that like because it's animated, they assume it's for children and shit. That's the thing. We need to have people to have the distinction on whether this is for kids, like the Bad Batch. This is for kids, and The Last Jedi, which is for grown-ups and mature people. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? So again, I'm just trying to put an example like that.
You're just trying to be a dick. Yeah, I got you. No, I mean, if you're gonna be, I don't see the problem. I just think that
I really
they're
don't.
worried
Yeah.
about the, like you're not gonna have a problem selling toys. I'm sorry, you're not. Batman's gonna be always be around to sell toys. Kids will
There,
always buy
there,
Batman toys.
there's a page in a canon comic book of Batman telling him, with Bruce telling Dick, oh, you can sleep in my bed whenever you want to, whenever you feel scared, whenever you whatever, you can sleep on my bed anytime.
I'm
You
sure
know?
it's perfectly innocent too.
Okay,
I'm just
I'm
to
sure.
to
Yeah,
help sell toys.
This is somebody. This is your ward, which is not. It's not even an adopted son. This is a ward.
Yeah,
This is somebody that
when you put it through the lens of 2021, it doesn't work. Obviously.
Right.
I'm
Right,
just
obviously.
saying. I'm just saying this isn't canon. This is whatever. So back in the day, it might have been, oh, whatever. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Right.
Like Batman, like, breaking people's necks and throwing gangsters off of the roof. It's perfectly fine. But nowadays you can't, because Batman doesn't kill, right? And now maybe this is the Batman doesn't kill moment. Maybe this is like, oh, Batman doesn't go down on fucking
Batman
Catwoman.
doesn't eat Arby's sandwiches. Yeah, I know. Well,
Yeah,
that's-
she
sucks.
doesn't. He doesn't eat roast beef. He likes he likes hot dogs. He likes Vienna sausages.
He likes wieners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't really care. I don't think they
Right?
should have cared either. That's the thing, that they shouldn't have cared. I mean,
This
it's
is the
an
first
adult
time that, like,
series.
us three fucking agreed about something very stupid about this. Like,
It's because it's funny.
it's
like, why?
stupid.
The only reason why we're even having this conversation is because it's downright funny. The memes alone made me bust up. Like,
Yeah.
and
Wait,
and
wait.
to
Did you
see-
say you busted out?
Oh yeah,
Watching it?
yeah. Just watching
Jesus
that picture.
Christ.
That, that picture of Zack Snyder. Dude, that was the first time I ever saw that picture that Zack Snyder posted. I was like, dude, what the hell?
I was
was like,
laughing when I
what
saw
do
it, and I was like, oh, he really took Frank Miller's fucking Batman and did this.
Yeah. I was like,
I was like,
I was like, which Rule 34 artist did this? I was like, I need to keep this one.
I was like, high five. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, good job on that one.
Like, it just made me laugh. Like, and the fact that
I really wanted Pinhead's opinion on this. Just like, to be honest with you, just because of the fact that I know he was gonna go so buck wild and
oh
pissed
yeah,
off
no,
about this.
it would have been hilarious for sure.
But it again, this is much ado about nothing.
Exactly.
Who cares? Like, now if it was like, when we talk about Tony Stark's alcoholism during the Iron Man movies
Right.
or the Avenger movies, or Thor's not caring about his Asgardian people from dying in Ragnarok because it was a jolly good
Well,
time,
but
because he was having fun.
That's what you were talking about earlier about DC being they're just not with the times. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, like,
They just,
eating out is so vanilla nowadays, it's not even funny.
I don't know,
You know what I
eating
mean?
ass is that's like, oh, wait, hold
yeah,
on.
that's vanilla nowadays. It's like,
I'm
really,
like, oh,
eating the spokes out. It's kind of just strange.
like
but,
when
whatever.
when a waiter told me, like, oh, do you want me to toss your salad? I'm like, excuse me? Like, I was
Yes,
like, what?
please.
I was
I'll
like,
give you a big tip. I promise.
it's like, just a tip though. I
Not
was
the
just like,
rest of it.
whoa, like, calm down,
Yeah,
like, no.
so it's just nothing. They're so far behind. And,
It's dumb. And
and
again,
for all the things that they let their other characters do in this show, it's like, why is that the line? You know what I mean? Really?
Yeah.
That's the line. You don't want your Batman toys to not be sold. I'm sorry. The worst case scenario you're gonna have is the kids will buy the Batman action figure, then they'll buy the Catwoman action figure, and then reenact the scene from the cartoon. Like, that's the worst case scenario.
no, but then it'll be funny. It'll be funny on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Oh, like, look how funny little Jimmy is making fun of the toys, and they're gonna see.
yeah, because
They're doing this thing. I'm like, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
like Mike, when you were younger and you had toys, you did that, didn't you?
What?
You would do the pretend like making out session and having sex and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, just making out with it way before I knew about the sex stuff. So I
Well,
was an
Jester, what
innocent
about
little
you?
Child.
Jester, what about you?
I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles making out with Barbies.
there you go.
Right?
With
Exactly.
my friends' Barbies, and I was like, yeah.
For me, it was He-Man on Skeletor, like all the way. Like I thought
Yeah,
that was kinda
see,
hot.
there you go.
Yeah, you know, so
Like that's the thing. Like
No,
kids will figure it out. It doesn't
kids-
matter.
And then
Yeah, kids are-
Kuya loved getting Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia mecking it
Oh
out.
yeah,
like-
fucking like
Whoa, dude,
I was doing this,
incest,
and then Han Solo comes in. Oh, you want to join in? Oh yeah, sure. And then it was like Luke and Han Solo doing this, and then all of a sudden like freaking Chewbacca comes in.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Give him
it's
Red
a fun
Rocket.
good time, man.
Oh boy.
And then in the corner we see Boba Fett like just staring,
Wow, you make him watch.
doing this.
you need some Beskar in that.
It was just this. He was like acting like a badass,
You need some Beskar in that sandwich.
acting like a badass, like that right now, acting like a badass.
Oh my gosh. Why did you make him the cuck, dude? That's so messed.
Because he is. There you go.
Oh, screw you, man.
All
Moving on,
Alrighty.
moving on, moving
sorry.
on.
Moving on to not necessarily another. We're still in the DC universe.
Oh
So-
Jesus!
Right now, the Flash movie is filming. So director Andy Muschietti, who directed It chapter, I think he direct the first It. I can't remember if he directed the first It. I think he directed It
I
chapter.
think the
2.
first two, the both of them, right?
Both of them, I guess. Yeah. So
I think he did both.
yeah, so he's directing the Flash movie right now. They're filming, and he's been teasing. I don't think I mentioned this yet. He's been teasing the character, the superheroes that we're going to be seeing, of course, that we already know of so far. The first one was, of course, Michael Keaton's Batman. He posted the symbol on his Instagram on June 4th, which was coincidentally National Donut Day. On the bat symbol, it looks like there's some blood splattered on the bat symbol. But since he posted it on National Donut Day, some people even said it could be jelly from a jelly donut that spilled.
Oh, now Batman can't eat fucking donuts.
Well,
What the fuck?
no
What's
one's
going on?
saying that, but that's what the fans were saying.
See,
Someone-
this is the problem with fans. Man, fans assume a lot of
no one
things.
is saying that
Like,
you
oh,
can't
it's
eat jelly
It's
donut.
like fucking like it's blood. Let it be blood. Like, oh, it's fucking
Well, that's
raspberry.
fine.
National Donut Day.
And it's kind of like a subtle. It almost seems like not a subtle, but it almost seems like a visual Easter egg and homage to the Watchmen smiley face with the blood, just the way that the blood, which looks like blood, is splattered on the bat symbol. And then, of course, 6 days ago, he posted the Flash's new lightning bolt
That was nice.
symbol
That was nice.
with the texture of the new suit. So, and one thing that Zack Snyder always mentioned was that the way he designed his Flash suit was that it was basically an early prototype that Barry would be using. He always wanted whichever filmmaker who was going to make the Flash movie to make their
Make an
own,
improvement.
to make an improvement, make their own, design of the Flash suit, which is really cool. And then, of course, 2 days ago, we got the news, not new, but basically a similar symbol to the Kryptonian House of L S shield. So, but this, of course, is not Superman's; it's Supergirl's. And then, if you'll notice on the fine details, because this is the same for from Superman's BVS suit, right in the middle of the S there's some like Kryptonian glyphs in the middle, and for Superman's S shield, it basically translates to some of Joseph Campbell's hero's journey text. But for this one, the designer said that for Supergirls, it translates to something else. So what that is, we don't know just yet, but we'll find out soon enough. And the way that
It's probably Shaka Khan's "I'm Every Woman."
possibly, who knows?
I'm
But the-
perfectly fine with that. So.
But the way the Supergirl suit is designed is that it looks like it's already a hint, and earlier today some pictures and video has been posted. So they got some taxi cabs of Central City that were labeled Central City. There was a big like bus with a big image of Wonder Woman on it, promoting like a kids charity of some sort, and this is in the movie. And then there are some faraway shots of Sasha Calle's Supergirl, and it looks like from the faraway shots, with the way she has her short black hair and the suit that she's got on, it looks like it's going to be the Supergirl from Injustice. And this Supergirl is going to be Lara Lane Kent, aka the daughter of Superman and Lois Lane in the Injustice series. So, but then again, when you think about it, the way they're setting this up, it's a Supergirl from the Injustice universe storyline. But when with what we've seen from the Snyder cut and what Snyder was trying to establish there, this is the continuation of the Snyderverse. So in essence, which is very exciting, because whether or not we still get a continuation of Justice League 2 and 3 from Zack Snyder, the fact that we still have Wonder Woman, The Flash, and Aquaman, who were basically born from the Snyderverse. This is essentially a continuation of that in essence. So yeah, I'm really excited to see Lara Lane Kent in action. And there you go. We were just talking about how does Superman and Lois Lane have a kid. Well, here looks like we're gonna see their daughter. So, which is pretty awesome.
The suit kind of reminds me of the comic book version of Jonathan Kent now, the Superboy.
Right.
Like the whole top portion is red.
Yeah.
So it looks like a thing, and then the suit is actually, or the cape is actually attached to the suit.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yep.
So it kind of looks nice. It looks nice in that sense. That it's not like a crest anymore.
Right.
Basically, it's just like a suit. It's I
Yep.
don't know. It's very exciting. Did you hear that rumor that Grant Gustin might make an appearance?
Yes, I also did see that. There has been talk.
And I think he really wants to be a part of that the Flash universe. He said.
Right.
Like he really, like he said like it's from what Grant said, like he said it's kind of time for the TV universe and the movie universe to be together, to intertwine.
Well, they already established that in the Flash.
In the Flashverse, but like the reverse way, like sort of
Right,
like in the movies and all that stuff.
Yeah. So this is from comicbook.com. Spoiler warning. Grant Gustin's Flash is the latest DC superhero racing into the Flash feature film as a cameo. According to a new report, the star of CW's long-running The Flash series plays super speedster Barry Allen, who crossed over with Ezra Miller's Barry Allen when the Arrowverse met the DC Extended Universe in Part 4 of TV's Crisis on Infinite Earths event. So after 7 seasons of the CW series, Gustin's version of the character will reportedly make his feature film debut when director Andy Muschietti's Flash goes where the DC universe hasn't gone before. So Gustin's rumored surprise cameo was first reported by the Illuminati. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
You saw the animated series, right? The Justice League animated series.
Yes.
Growing up, Jester, you did the same. You saw it.
Sorry, repeat that.
The animated series, the Justice League animated series.
Oh yeah, big fan.
So you guys grew up with Wally West as your Flash.
Correct. Yep. He's always
Okay.
been my Flash.
All right.
Well,
Hey,
isn't it Barry Allen in the Justice League?
no,
Not
it's
the
Wally.
animated
It's always been Wally.
Really?
Because in the Crisis of Infinite Earths, I think, or one of the crises, Barry Allen sacrificed himself. Remember, so Wally West became the Flash from the 80s on. So the animated series is based off of the 80s and the 90s and stuff. So it was actually Wally West.
Yeah, they
The
kept
old-
him in the animated
The
series.
old school fans, when the new 52 showed up,
Holy shit! Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
when the new 52 showed up, um, they brought back Barry Allen, and that's what happened. And Wally West became Kid Flash or Flash or whatever, a different version. But
Now, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it Rosenbaum that voiced him, or was that just in the Unlimited?
That was
it
Michael
was
Rosenbaum.
Mike Rosenbaum
Yeah.
on both of them, I think, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
I thought it was both of them too. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, he again, if they're gonna write the ship, if DC's gonna write the ship, there's a lot more Wally West fans out there than there are Barry Allen fans, and this is coming from somebody who's been reading the DC comic books for a while, and I don't give a shit which version of the Flash it is. I just want a good Flash story. So if the real universe, quote unquote, the real universe of DC after they do the Flashpoint, if it turns out to be Wally West, if they change the names to whatever, I'm perfectly fine with it as long as the story's cool. The Barry Allen controversy, I guess, is because they're saying that Barry Allen was already a established uh, police scientist, whatever, criminal investigator when he
Mhm.
became the Flash. He was already an adult when it happened. So like the young Barry that we saw in the Snyderverse isn't like the real one. But that's
Right.
that's what fueled people from saying that the Snyderverse is actually an offshoot of what the real DC universe is supposed to be.
Hmm.
So all of the things that happen here, like and then that's why people are excited about Flashpoint, is because they're gonna write the ship so that the real DC story is gonna be told with all
Hopefully.
of all of the cool heroes and everything. So I mean, wouldn't it be nice to see the anime or the real version of the original Justice League animation, the one with Hawk Girl and the one with Jonathan Stewart and um and Martian Manhunter and all that shit. That would be so awesome to see
Yeah.
that,
Yep.
But
Well,
again,
we are getting
I
Girl. Or are we getting Hawk Girl? No, 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 not yet.
Hawkman, we're getting Hawkman.
Hawkman. Hawkman.
Yeah,
So
he's part of the Legion of Superheroes, the original or the Justice Society. So
right, which we're gonna see in Black Adam, which is filming right now. They're almost done with pre-production. Um, so they've got like I think 3 weeks left. I'm like, holy, they blazed past through that production.
I
So but
can't wait. I really can't wait.
yeah, I am familiar with the Flash '90s series, which I used to watch. John
But
Wesley Shipp as Barry Allen.
Barry, yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
And that's why when they did the Grant Gustin Flash series, which I think season 1 is still like that's chef's kiss perfection. That's season 1. Um, when they introduced John Wesley Shipp as Jay Garrick Flash, I was like, holy shit. I mean, well, first he played Barry's father, which is genius. And then they later introduced him as Jay Garrick Flash. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. That's a really cool homage to the history of the character and the
That was a good show too. The early '90s Flash,
yeah, there's only
because
one season.
they always talk about his metabolism.
Yeah,
They were very technical about it. Like, oh, how the hell is he? I need to eat. Whatever. So you
Right.
see, John Wesley Shipp's character eating fucking donuts like crazy, just like
Right.
stuffing donuts in his
yeah,
mouth.
he needs to basically fuel up because
And I was like, so that's how you get a body like that, fucking eating donuts. Okay, interesting.
Metabolism like that for sure.
Yeah, like, it was the complete reverse for me. So,
Oh yeah, for
That's
most of
why-
us.
that's why Ezra Miller's Flash is like a snack hole.
yeah, he's just fat hole. Hey, it's whatever.
Yep. But yeah, I'm really excited for the Flash movie. We're gonna be seeing it next year. But they are still filming right now. There is another there's a photo of this gentleman. I don't know who he is, but he did take a selfie with Ezra Miller and Michael Keaton right in the back, like because they were just like they're filming right in the streets in London, if I'm not mistaken. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, looking forward to whenever we get that first teaser for the Flash movie, which is not necessarily Flashpoint, but it looks like it's going to be taking some inspiration.
It's gonna be a variation. Yeah, it's gonna be a variation of it. I don't think it's
Yeah.
gonna be the Flashpoint. That's way. If people think that the DC movies lately were dark, that fucking storyline is dark as hell, dude.
Right,
A lot of people died in Flashpoint. So
right. So we'll have to wait and see. And there also is a fake. Someone posted like the Flash suit, the close up that Andy Muschietti posted, basically just reversing it for Reverse Flash, so it's yellow. And they made it look like Andy Muschietti posted it on his Instagram, but when you look at his actual Instagram, it's not there. So some people have been sharing that and they're sharing like, "Ooh, Reverse Flash," and I'm like, don't just believe what you see just because there's a blue check mark in that Photoshop. Like, actually check the director or whoever it is posting. Actually check their account if that's legit, and then believe it or whatever you want to do with it. But yeah, unless of course that's gonna be held for a surprise of some sort. It would be cool to see Reverse Flash on the big screen. That would be awesome. But who knows?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that, I'm looking here and that's pretty much it. I mean, Batman Forever just celebrated its 26th anniversary. Batman Returns, also another anniversary. I'm forgetting how many years. Oh, we did get Hiroyuki Sanada is joining John Wick 4. And of course,
that's his friend.
And Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen is going to be his friend. I'm not sure about Hiroyuki Sanada.
So you think Sonata's gonna be the bad guy?
Maybe. I would like to see some matchup of some sort. I mean, come on. That would be cool.
Maybe he's the reason like John Wick was because of Hiroyuki Sanada. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
So speaking of Batman Returns, that wasn't that like the one of the greatest entrances of a character was like Catwoman was like doing backflips over and over and over and over again, and then she stopped, turned around, and she says meow, and then boom,
Yep.
the explosion. I was like, oh man, Catwoman.
Big ass explosion. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of like when I was when I was watching that when I was younger, I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I think yeah, it's definitely one of the best Catwoman we've had ever. Anne Hathaway was good, but nothing like Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. Like half Catwoman. Like it wasn't Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer was Catwoman to me.
Right.
Like that the craziness, the nutsoid, and like the cool things like she used the thimble things.
Yep.
From her stitching as the claws. I was like, oh, that's kind of genius.
Yeah. What really boggled my mind as a kid when I saw that was like, how the hell did she make a full cat suit out of that one fucking jacket?
Hey, whatever it took.
It wasn't like a full trench coat or like
it was a 3/4. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was just like, where the hell did all that stuff come from? But yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do a quick rundown and a quick suggestion for our listeners and for people who gives a shit. Everybody knows that we do not like Joss Whedon here in this fucking podcast because we think he's a piece of shit because of all the dumb shit that he did in his over the years, especially with the Justice League and all the shit that he did with and trying to ruin people's careers and everything. He did something kind of really good in creating the universe for the Nevers, that HBO Max show. I would highly suggest you guys watch it. It's like if you guys like humor, the humor that you guys like from Firefly, I guess. Like the stuff that like the top tier Joss Whedon type of stories. The little quips, the little things that he did. And also the characters that was created for this universe is actually great. Um, I saw it again for the second time, and it's still brilliant. Um, Victorian age X Men. That's how I can explain it in without spoiling anything. Yeah, Victorian age X Men, and like people for whatever the hell reason they were granted powers, and the struggles of people with those powers, and it's fun. It's a fun it's a fun binge. If you guys have the time and all that stuff, I would highly recommend that. Um,
So you went through it a second time.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I told you, like, remember I told you, I really want to hate this movie because it was Joss Whedon, or really hate this series because of Joss Whedon.
Right.
When I found out that because of all the controversies that he eventually got,
Right.
released from the contract and everything, um, I was thankful. However, this was still his baby. He created this universe.
Right. Right.
So it's still his characters. It's still the premises. All maybe some of the things that the plots or whatever. Maybe that's not on him anymore. But he did, I believe, direct one of the episodes himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would recommend it. I saw Jupiter's Legacy a second time again.
Yeah.
It's average milk toast, middle of the road type of thing, man. They should have started from the beginning. They should have,
Yeah.
instead of doing the little back and forth bullshit with the grown up teenage angst,
Right.
with that shit. They should have started from the beginning when the stock market crashed and they were in dire straits, and they
Right.
went and did their adventures and all that stuff and then the creation of the team, and then
Right. Their actual journey.
yeah,
Yeah.
instead of doing the little back and forth bullshit that they did.
Right.
They wasted potential on this one. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad they don't have to make it anymore.
Well, they're doing the spin-off in the
Yeah,
same,
they're doing the villains, which is like
which is
pretty
like,
much,
okay, cool, you're gonna show us the villains, and then what?
yeah.
Like,
So
if you're gonna show us the villains, are we not gonna go back to the heroes? What are the villains gonna do?
yeah,
Of course, they're gonna try to take over the world.
yeah. It was whatever. So those are the two things that I would recommend so far. Yeah, again, like I've been bored this past week, so like I've been watching, trying to rewatch things and give it my go ahead and recommendations and all that stuff, and that's why I kind of binged on the Bad Batch also because I got done.
Oh, cool. You know
I've
what
been
other show you should binge? You should binge Superman and Lois. Give it a shot.
I will try because it's in HBO Max. Like I said, like when I first saw it, I was like,
Is it
Mike,
still there? I
remember I
thought
said,
they removed it.
did they remove it?
Yeah, I think it was just there temporarily. I don't know why. They should have just left it.
Oh well, I guess I can't watch it anymore.
Well, you can still watch it on the CW app. It's free. But the CW app does annoy me because it's not as smooth as HBO Max, the way the app runs.
See, what's going on now in the story is Jordan finally getting jealous of, or is Jonathan getting jealous now of Jordan's powers, and wondering whether he can have his powers when he's gonna have his powers.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No. Yes. No.
No.
No. Yes. No.
So did I mention that John Henry Irons is there?
That's cool. And the daughter. Yeah, you mentioned the daughter was there too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes and no.
And
So
then they kind of fucked up the how kryptonite actually works.
X Kryptonite, I think, is what it's called.
It's
Yeah.
so it's a variation of the.
So I just found out that there's something, a new development as far as the characters and the lore of Superman, where they changed something really big.
Uh,
So apparently, you want to know? You want to know?
Go ahead.
So apparently, Morgan Edge, who is like the Lex Luthor type villain, is not like Captain Luthor. Is not Captain Luthor. He's John Henry Irons from another alternate universe, from another universe. Morgan Edge is not Morgan Edge.
He's actually Lex Luthor.
He is another Kryptonian. He is the son of Lara, Superman's mother, who was married to another Kryptonian. So he's actually Superman's half brother. Dun dun dun. And I'm like, holy shit, that's a departure
This is in that show,
in the show.
or is this like canon in the comic books?
In the show. I don't know if this is canon in the comic books.
Okay.
But this is in the show. So I'm like, wow, that's a big departure because Superman was supposed to be the last son of Krypton.
So the loyal wife of Jor-El.
Supposedly, yeah, was married or had a relationship with another Kryptonian before Jor-El.
And wouldn't that be funny if it was like General Zod?
That would have been yeah, that would have been better, I think.
That would have been like freaking Shakespearean right there, right?
And see, this is why I need to finish Krypton, because I know Krypton was doing something like interesting too.
Oh. Is there any way that we can binge watch stuff from the Sci-Fi Channel?
Good question.
Do you know?
I am not sure.
Because there's a show back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember it. It's called Alphas.
No.
It's about like people with abilities and everything like that, and it's kind of cool. Like it just like it had so much potential, and they just ended it with a cliffhanger on season 2, and it just pissed me off. It pissed me off so bad, dude. Or was it season 1? Season 1, I think.
So there is a sci-fi app where you can watch TV shows and movies. So you could go download it it looks like it's for free. I don't think you pay for it.
But it's not going to be like a shitload of commercials or something.
Yeah, but hey, if that means you're not paying, then that's a deal.
I guess. Yeah, but like it had good potential and everything. So like Alphas would have been an awesome premise like for nowadays. Because it's like people with different abilities, and they're trying to figure things out, and like the people, their powers are kind of different from each other. So one of them has synesthesia, so her 5 senses are very sensitive, like super sensitive, anything and everything. And the other one has the power of persuasion. Like you can just like she just says something and it'll happen.
Right.
And the other one is like hand-eye coordination, visualization, whatever. So basically, he's like a killer. So he can figure out angles. Like how Deadshot is Deadshot.
Right.
Like it in his head, it just calculates. It does like physics or whatever. Like if I flip this quarter on this ball, it'll bounce this amount of times, and it's gonna land here.
Right.
Like so it's one of those things, that kind of abilities that he has. And then the one that's on a spectrum, like I think he has like Asperger's syndrome or whatever. He can see radio waves. He can see all the other stuff. So he can actually hack things. Like he's going like this in the show. He's like, it's kind of amazing. Like it was like a good watch. And then I was just like so sad when they canceled it.
Also, Alphas, looking at it, 2011, there was 2 seasons.
2 seasons, yeah.
On Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
And David Strathairn is in that cast.
Yeah, he was the Professor X type of person.
Mahershala Ali is in that cast.
He was
Nathan Clay.
He was like one of the the people with the powers, I think. I can't remember.
Brent Spiner, should ring a bell for Trekkers. I mean Trekkies. Yeah, he's there too. Interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad of a show.
Yeah, so check the Sci-Fi app. Who knows? It might be there.
Yeah, or I'll check Amazon to see if they have it like as a binge watch or whatever.
So right now it's available on YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Vudu, Amazon Prime, but you gotta pay $1.99, I think, per episode. But I'm thinking, who knows? Maybe Sci-Fi might have it.
Yeah.
Why was Alphas canceled after the strike? ABC had to alter its plans for the show. I guess there was a writers strike then.
Yeah.
That and creative differences over the show's sci-fi elements, which the network was uncomfortable with, led to ABC eventually dropping the project. So
Yeah, it was a good premise too, man. They ended it in such a cliffhanger. Like one of the big bad guys like fucking just ended like humanity, and the only person that survived is the guy in the spectrum. So he was trying to figure out where everybody was, but like his powers are gone. So he's just walking around. And he was in Penn Station, I think. So the closing end credit song was the loneliest boy in New York by Simon Garfunkel.
oh wow.
Oh, it was amazing. It was like when I saw that thing, I can't wait for season 3. And then when I found out they canceled, I'm like, you son of a bitches. Like I was so mad, dude.
Yeah.
But,
Oh man.
like it was one of those like things like again, like, I'm curious like with being a comic book fan and being fans of things like fantasy like that when it comes to like people getting superpowers and shit like that show really intrigued me in a sense.
Right.
So that's I don't know. Jester, you've binging on anything else other than have you finished most of Peaky Blinders yet or nah?
No, I've been on this weird ever since Memorial Day. I've been on this weird like war movie binge.
Oh, okay.
So I watched Band of Brothers, and then I watched The Pacific, and then I watched Hacksaw Ridge, Black Hawk Down. So I've been watching a bunch of those movies for whatever. I don't know why. Sometimes I get in that weird binge where like I like to watch those military movies.
That's not bad though. Those are good ass examples of war movies.
Oh, those are incredible war movies. If you guys haven't seen any of the ones that I just mentioned, like I highly suggest you go watch them. They're very, very well done.
Outside, like this is what I'm gonna say. Outside of The Wire, and I guess I want to say The Sopranos, HBO had like a perfect show when it comes with the Band of Brothers. That was so good.
I like that. Band of Brothers might be my favorite war like movie quote TV show ever, and I'll say that mainly because it was real. Those guys actually talked about it at the beginning of each episode. So like I mean, it just blows my mind some of the stuff that they dealt with over there, and then you watch The Pacific after that and it's like, man, those guys had it worse.
Yep.
With the Japanese, it's like, man. So yeah, if you haven't checked those out and you have HBO Max, highly suggest watch those.
Yeah, like again, this is one of the things like I'm kind of surprised about. Like they've done a lot of European side of things when it comes to World War II movies, World War II games, like shows and everything like that. The Pacific was the only one that I've seen outside of Iwo Jima back in the 40s or 50s. When it came to like a Pacific theater type of movie, or because I don't know. I don't know how they can Pearl Harbor was the closest thing I think, right, in the movie sense. And that was so Hollywood.
You have Clint Eastwood's Flags of Our Fathers and Letters to Iwo Jima.
I need to see those too.
Yeah,
And-
Letters to Iwo Jima was amazing.
Amazing movies.
That's an amazing movie.
It's I that's what I liked about Clint Eastwood's because they were showing both sides like pretty
Yeah.
hardcore, and I liked that a lot, you know. And yeah, no, so but those, I mean, those were mainly centered on, it was, I don't know, do I say it right? Like it's dramatized,
Yeah.
kind of, because the thing with like Hacksaw Ridge, and because Hacksaw Ridge was the other one that was Okinawa. Did you see that one? Did you see
Yeah,
Hacksaw
I've
Ridge?
seen it. Yeah.
That one I've seen. Yeah.
So that's another Pacific one, you know, where but the interesting thing about the Pacific, the HBO series, is that they dealt with, or they were showing what was happening based off actual bio, or I don't know what to call them, like actual written accounts from guys that were there
Mhm.
before 45. So they were fighting on those islands outside of Japan territory before D-Day, and they showed you that. And then when they went to Okinawa on D-Day and Iwo Jima and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, those guys were dealing with absolute hell before they even got into Japanese territory.
I know, and the thing that sucks about it is because before they even got to Iwo Jima and Okinawa, they had to go through the Philippines.
Oh,
They
really?
they went through hell in the Philippines.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I
So
want some.
so that like I want to see some of that. Like,
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like,
Yep.
but again, I don't know if it's why we can't do a World War II, you know, movie about that. Like they did a bunch of them in back in the day with
Yeah.
when it comes to the Philippine thing. Oh, because like MacArthur was this whatever. I don't care about the MacArthur saving the lives. I care about the people that survived, like all the POWs that were there.
Right.
The
Right.
the rebellion, that there was like a squad of American soldiers going jungle through jungle
Oh, yep.
and
Mhm.
meeting up with Filipinos and trying to befriend them and trying to survive while they're trying to, you know, they because they were stuck. They
Yeah.
couldn't go anywhere. So like those are the kind of stories that I want to hear. Like, but again, I don't know. It might have been too brutal to whatever,
It
because
could be. I mean, I
because
can't imagine.
the Japanese were no joke when it comes to war. Like
Oh no,
the
that's the thing, and I think that's maybe part of the reason why they're not talked about that much. Because I mean, those guys, from what I understand, most of them that were over in the Pacific didn't really talk about what happened on those islands because of how
Yeah.
uh
they had like
gruesome.
they had zero the when people talk about kamikaze pilots, they don't understand the gravity of how the loyalty and the honor for the country.
Yeah.
It's like because like you see these like Japanese soldiers like with like grenades in their pockets
Yep.
running towards like a squad of Americans.
No, I know that's the thing.
Banzai, and then all of a
They
sudden,
don't
boom.
they don't
They don't.
surrender. Like what was
Yeah.
it? Because Rami Malek was in the Pacific and he had a line that I thought was interesting. Is like because that's the thing they were talking about. Like why can't they just surrender, or like why can't they just, you know, because when they would get close to when they're about to lose, they would all just charge.
Yep.
Every single one of them would just come out and charge them. Didn't matter what time of day. And like Rami Malek said, he's like, well, when the emperor is your god, you'll do anything for God.
Yep.
And I was
It's
like,
like
yeah,
it's this honor, like for family, for
yep,
country, for whatever. So
yep, honor
I
above
don't
all else. And
Yeah.
yeah, and that was I think at the end of the Pacifics they were showing a clip, and I remember I guess one of the guys said he fought in Normandy,
Mhm.
and he's like man, he's like we had France and England as R&R, but you guys had nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, so you guys had it way worse than we did.
Yeah.
It's like they're stuck on those islands.
They had spam,
If that, like
if that,
they
right?
eat rice. They eat rice
Yeah.
covered in maggots for the most part.
Hey, protein. You know.
Yeah, like I think that one of the guys is like, just pretend it's meat, and it's like, geez.
Yeah. I mean, those are the kind of binge watching that people should be, going after and stuff. You know,
I know.
those are the kind of TV shows that you kind of miss watching. If you guys, or another suggestion for people, if people are into like the old west and you guys have HBO Max, Deadwood would be amazing for you
Oh,
guys.
Deadwood's very good. Yeah, Deadwood
I,
is very.
I've never heard anybody say cocksucker in my entire life. Like so much. Again,
Yeah.
Al Swearinger is like one of the greatest characters ever. Like all he said was cocksucker the whole entire time, and then he just like shoots people and destroys people. And I was like, oh shit, like and then like after a while, when you rewatch it again, I'm like, this actually is a pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie.
Yeah. I don't know, Mike. Do you have any suggestions in regards to binging or things like
No,
that
I was
you've
just
seen and
looking
watched?
up. I was just looking up. I remember Tom Cruise was supposedly working on a war movie that was set in the Philippines years ago, but I guess that didn't happen. But I remember it was based on Ghost Soldiers. So, Ghost Soldiers is a book. It's the epic account of World War II's greatest rescue mission.
Like in Cabanatuan. Yep.
Yes, it is about the World War II Allied prison camp raid at Cabanatuan in the Philippines. And I remember
They actually made a movie. It's not really good, but
Yeah.
they made a movie out of it. It's called The Raid. So
right.
Oh, yeah, I missed
but
that.
I do remember at some point Tom Cruise was like developing a film about it, but I guess
Yeah.
that didn't go through. But yeah, and then there's another
I
one.
mean, they kind of tiptoed.
Huh?
No, they kind of tiptoed on like in the movie about the raid in Cabanatuan. They kind of tiptoed on everything.
Okay.
It was like 90 minutes, 100 minutes or whatever, and it should have been longer. They should have developed the characters. They should have so we would have cared about them.
Right.
Like like because they kind of showed like how the Japanese tortured some of the people, but they didn't show like like to what extent. They just see you just see them afterwards.
Right.
And
Yep.
and you just heard them like, oh, they gave him the water torture. Like, what do you mean water torture? I don't.
Right. Yeah.
But they don't
I'm
realize that
watching
like
a movie, show it to me, like
right.
I
Yeah,
think
the Jap.
wasn't it Wind Talkers where they kind of dived in a little bit to what the Japanese were doing?
I think Wind Talkers, yeah, a little bit, but like when it comes to the water torture, it's kind of crazy because they actually make you drink water, like so your belly is full and everything,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then they put a plank on your stomach and then they fucking jump on it.
Jeez.
So that like it'll you either your regurgitate comes out of whatever fucking hole it comes out of, doesn't matter what it is, and then you keep on doing that until you fucking acknowledge or say okay, stop. I'll say I'll do whatever you want. They'll do the bamboo shoot in the inside or in the middle or inside the finger.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yep.
So that's a favorite of the Japanese. Garote, I think is one of them where they get like a aluminum or like a metal wire and they keep on twisting it until it gets. That's an old Spanish one, but like the Japanese did it too. So yeah, I mean the when the Japanese kind of conquered the islands of the Philippines, like the Filipinos were just like, oh, here we go, another fucking
Yeah. Great.
group of people colonizing us again. Jeez.
Jeez.
Yeah. After
Right,
300
so-
fucking years of the Spaniards colonizing,
And then 20 years of Americans. Here comes the here comes the
comes
Japanese.
the Japanese.
Like,
Yeah.
we've had this shit.
Oh my
we've
gosh.
had this shit. We're done. So
Wow.
it was. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing for Filipinos. Like, again, like it would be a massive hit in the Philippines if it's a story about the Philippines.
I think those stories need to be told. By all means, tell them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but we'll see because they might fucking hire the wrong people.
Right.
Yeah.
You need people who actually know the story and who actually care about telling a good story and not just
Like I had a premise once before, and I just thought it was kind of cool. Like have a grandpa, like a lolo, right? In America, and like you see all of these little kids like running around playing whatever, and then one of the kids say, "Hey, grandpa, tell us a story about the Philippines, right?" So like like he went into this Forrest Gump type of adventure about him, about the story of the Philippines first, the history, and then the story of his life and how he saw it. Like because he's old enough to be part of something. It was just something crazy. Like it would probably be set in the 60s or 70s. So like he would still be part of the colonial whatever. Like he would still be when Spain was still in control, and then the U.S. came over, and then the Japanese War, and how he lost like all of these people that he cared for and all that stuff. That would have like for me. Like I thought of a story like that. I was like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool if it was like a Forrest Gump type of thing. Like to see it through his eyes, and how whether like somebody so do you hate the people that whatever, and you're like no, like the people that happen or that crosses your life is with you forever, whether good or bad. It's what makes you who you are at the end.
right.
So that like it would have been a cool story if that was the case. But again, I'm not a script writer, so I'm like it would have been cool to see something like that. Remember, like we were talking about Mike before when you were in charge of that the school place in the community college.
Yeah.
Like I kind of sort of pitched it to you. I was like, oh, let's do a Forrest Gump version of like in the Philippines about the stories and I think Sean was playing the old man or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. He played the
And,
grandfather.
yeah, and then like we was like talking about like how the Philippines is a tribal country, it's a tribal unit, and we kind of amalgamated the colonial aspects of Spain, and amalgamated and mixed in with the Western values of the U.S. and then the Eastern values of the Japanese and the Chinese and the Arabs, the ones that we traded with and everything,
Right.
and it became this shit show that's called the Philippines now.
Hey, that sounds like a Netflix series to me. You better start.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm a pitch man, so like somebody make it happen.
Hey, they're all for like original content, and well, not necessarily original, but hey, content that is entertaining. So
Yeah,
why
it'd
not?
be kind of cool. It'd be like Lolo, the Tales of Lolo,
Yep.
Okay, and it'd be kind of a good adventure thing for it's like Baron Munchausen and that without the drugs and shit. Because Baron Munchausen is a drug movie. So, I don't know.
Alrighty. Well, that's all I got. Anything else you guys want to mention or?
That's
We
it for me.
We miss Pinhead very much.
Oh yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like when Chester left the podcast earlier for whatever the hell reason. We I kind of said average milk toast, middle of the road. So it's
Yeah.
it's always something with Pinhead. We wish you well and hope you get to join us again in next week's podcast.
Yeah, so we can hear about his thoughts on Batman and Catwoman.
I know. I really want to. I really want to hear it. Like seriously.
Yeah, I do
Wait,
too. Yeah.
wait. Are you guys gonna? Is next week the Fast and the Furious thing?
Oh shit!
It is, right?
Yeah, it is next week.
Thanks for reminding him of that, Kuya. Appreciate that. I was hoping that would fly under the radar, so I don't gotta go to that.
One of the podcasts that I listen to, the host has been watching the Fast and the Furious movies for the first time on the big screen for Fast Fridays, and he has been enjoying the experience. And like he even said, when Paul Walker died years ago, he wasn't like he liked him in other films, but he wasn't like a
What
really
other
big
films?
fan. Running Scared is a great Paul Walker film based on a comic book. You got to
Hey.
check it out. Check it out. It's really cool.
Never seen it.
Check it out. I think it's one of his other better films aside from the Fast and the Furious films. It's based on a comic book. So it almost has like this Hansel and Gretel vibe in the film. And then even like it's basically deals with like some pedophiles and some stuff like that, where it's pretty crazy, but it's pretty fascinating, and a good performance too. And then so this guy that's been enjoying the Fast and Furious movies for the first time on the big screen, he found himself like really getting emotional, like when he in the
sixth one.
the seventh one,
Sorry, seventh one.
yeah, because he knew, of course, that was the last film that Paul Walker had. And he even said like they did a better job of paying respect to Paul Walker and his character since he passed, compared to what J.J. Abrams did with Carrie Fisher in The Rise of Skywalker. Like he felt more emotional with how they handled Paul Walker's character.
I really feel that instead of Vice Admiral Holdo doing the sacrifice in the Last Jedi, I really felt that it would have been perfect if it was Carrie Fisher.
Sure, it could have been, but it wasn't.
Because that was the most badass way of protecting the rebellion. That was the most obvious thing, because she knows that Holdo is the successor, right?
Right.
But again, this hindsight is 2020. We didn't know what was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
We didn't know that she was going to pass away after the Last Jedi, or before the production of the Rise of Skywalker. So, but like that was my thing with Carrie Fisher. I really wish she did that. I really wish that Brian, the character Brian, Paul Walker's Brian, would have beaten Toretto in one last race, like a legit race for the quarter mile, right? But at the end, like, because he legitimately wins them, a fucking other car T-bones him. Because it would have been ironic because of the fact that he finally fucking won, but he's gone because he lived his life 1/4 mile at a time.
But that would have been disrespectful because he fucking died in real life from a car accident.
But again, this is what I'm saying. This would have been, like, for me, a good meta, like type of thing, instead of like doing the little sad fucking making a left turn bullshit.
That would have been traumatic.
And then playing that song.
Well, that song is tied to that movie.
Exactly. But
so
like,
whenever you hear that song, you remember Paul Walker. So stay with you.
And like, all of this fucking wannabe rice rocket bitches fucking crying like little girls, like when they hear that song every goddamn time.
Well, hello. People grew up with those movies. You like it or not?
But it would have been better if Paul Walker died in that sense. Like, for me, that was just me. It's very dark, but I think like for the character itself, that would have been awesome instead of just him riding into the sunset, blah 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 type of corny ass shit. I also have another question because of the future, because of a trailer that I saw in Jordana Brewster is in this movie.
Yes.
So the mom of the children can do adventures, but Paul Walker's character cannot. Is he a cuck?
Sure.
Stay at home? Is he a stay-at-home dad now? Is that what it is? Is he living? What's going on with this kind of lifestyle, bro?
Or they could have just had one of his brothers play his character and straight up just be like, oh, that's, you know, that's Brian O'Connor now. But they obviously didn't go that way for a
Oh,
reason.
it's like hi. What's Jordana's name again in this show? Or in
Mia.
this movie?
Mia
Or in the
Toretto.
French? Mimi or Mia?
Mia.
He's like, oh, hey Mia, how's it going? Oh, hi, Dom, how's it going? Bye, Brian. And then you're gonna see like a little fucking Brian in the back, right? This doing this.
Well, I'm sure they will explain it when we see.
I mean, they have a lot of things to explain, like how fucking Han Solo, Korean Han Solo, fucking survived that shit.
That's why we'll find out.
That's one,
Find out.
right? Yeah. It's I can't wait. Actually, I can't wait for Pinheads. Not like Mike's gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is so exciting! It's so
Oh, it's fun.
It's fun.
Mindless
It's
fun.
amazing."
Brainless fun.
And then Jester's gonna be like, "Yeah, they had some good parts and everything, but it's
I'll probably fall asleep if I end
probably
up
like
going.
it's mad best, it's whatever." I can't wait for Pinhead to be like, let me open up six pack right now, and let's just let him go. Like I'm gonna fucking just. I'll be like, go ahead. You can take my time. I haven't seen the movie. Go ahead,
I
please.
can't wait to see what he thinks of Jacob Toretto.
I was like, oh, Jonathan Cena. See, and then it's another thing. If everything is about family, why can't he get along with Jacob?
Dude, why are you asking questions on a movie that does the stupidest crap? Like, you can't ask questions like that.
You
It's
have
just
to
like,
ask. You have to
All
ask
will
all
be
these
explained.
questions.
just watch with an empty head. That's
No.
what it's for. Yes.
So go watch The Last Jedi with an empty head.
I tried the second time I went to go see it in the theaters,
No, you
and I
didn't, because
still had a hard
you still
time.
had your angst. Go watch it. Go watch it with an empty head, and and come back again.
Why? Though?
And then I promise you, I'll watch Thor Ragnarok with an empty ass head. And then you and I will have a conversation about that.
So there's
Pinky
this
swear?
meme-
You want to do it? Pinky swear?
No, I don't want to do it.
Man, come on, let's do it.
No,
So,
I don't.
someone
wanna do it.
someone posted a sign. There's a picture of the sign. It says, "Lord, please protect me from John Cena and other things I cannot see." I haven't shared that yet with Pinhead, but I'm gonna have.
We need to get that for Pinhead. Holy crap, that's amazing.
Oh god.
That's really good.
It would be fucking hilarious if John Cena, Jacob Toretto, like when he's first introduced, like Dom doesn't like see him, or like he just pops out of nowhere.
It'd be kind of cool if you hear the song. Do, 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 do.
Oh my gosh.
That's his
So
that's his
dumb.
ringtone for his phone.
Oh,
Dom
man.
Toretto or Jacob Toretto.
That's a meme with our friends here in Arizona, with my friends in Arizona. Like we all set up like alarms, and like one of the alarms is the John Cena one, because like one of our friends is so annoyed with that particular song. It's not about John Cena. It's just that fucking song. And then so like when he's asleep, we always set up an alarm for him. We try to get his cell phone, and we set up that particular alarm. So he broke like one of his cell phones because he was so sleepy, and he kept ringing the John Cena fucking song. So he just grabbed the phone and like threw it on the wall. It was just like so bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, thank you guys for listening. That's pretty much it for this episode.
Yeah.
If you guys
Indeed.
wanna follow us on our socials, you can check it out in the info below.
Yeah.
So, Jester, you had something to say?
Nope. I was saying goodbye
All righty.
and ta-ta for now.
Yeah. Thanks again for listening. Till next time. See y'all again.
Bye bye.
Elvin titties.
Wow.
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 Wow.